Hey guys, had to go back in time for this battle, as you can see, to the old-fashioned way of recording battles, as my battle recorder file was fucking up for some reason. But anyway, this was a clan war match on the Regi League between the Squirtle Squad and my clan, the Kawalski Conglomerate, and this was really an insane battle, and one that I consider to be my best battle ever. I led with Tyranitar off my new Trick Room Sandstorm team, updated a little bit. You'll be able to see that half the Pokemon are similar to what I used in my old one against Master Timmy. But anyway, he switched out to Gliscor after I set up Sand, and I didn't want to stay in on that. So predicting the Earthquake, I went to Zong. Didn't happen. First Hypnosis missed, but luckily Stealth Rock isn't too huge a problem on this team, so I wasn't too concerned about that. I went up to Sandstorm after setting up Trick Room and everything after I got him asleep, and brought in Heatran to try to get some sort of huge damage in. Unfortunately, after predicting that he would switch out to something like Heatran, he didn't, and he went to Latias, which totally fucked me up. So I went back to Tyranitar because it can take absolutely anything from a special attacker. This is Xerxes' old special defensive wall Tyranitar, and it's just an insane set. As you can see, Earth Power did virtually nothing, and I began to curse up to try to get a sweep going. With him still asleep, that's awesome to get some more curses up. Unfortunately, woke up earlier than I wanted him to, but I still got a couple curses up, and he was doing really not a whole lot to be concerned about. Payback left him with a little over a quarter, and I was expecting him to roost on this turn, which is why I cursed, and that was one of the few predictions I screwed up in this match, but overall it didn't really affect anything too much, as I still took an EQ doing hardly any damage, and with another curse up that just worked out in a beneficial manner anyway, so whatever. I was afraid he was going to roost on this turn, but I still went for the payback anyway. I'm assuming at this point he didn't even have roost, and he was more of a physical attacking Gliscor or something, but got lucky there. So with the Weavile switching in, I was expecting it to be a CB Revenge Weavile, and even with 3 curses, if it was CB'd, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to survive a Brick Break, and I didn't want to risk it anyway, so I took the safe bet and went out to Jirachi, because there was no way I was thinking it was going to be a Life Orb Weavile, and luckily he didn't Swords Dance anyway. Even second turn he didn't Swords Dance when I was setting up Trick Room, which is kind of surprising, and the Night Slash crit really did hurt, because then I couldn't get a wish up. But it still got me the U-turn, which did a lot of damage to Weavile, more than I expected, which was great, and got me the free switch into Rhyperior, which is just a total beast in Sandstorm and Trick Room. So I was in a good position at this point. He went up to Latias, and I wasn't overly sure if it had Grass Knot and if I was going to be able to one-hit KO it with Mega Horn, because I don't have any attack EVs on that Rhyperior, so I wasn't going to risk it, and evidently he ended up not having Grass Knot, I'm assuming, as he surfed, so I would have been able to survive the surf handily anyway if he did survive the Mega Horn. So with the switch into Abomasnow, I wanted to get a Hypnosis up real quick, because Abomasnow was really the only thing on his team that could pose a major threat. If it had wood hammer, I would have been pretty screwed, plus blizzard for any of my ground types. And with Trick Room ending, I went to the only thing fast on this team, my Flygon. I'm not overly sure why I outraged. I kind of forget now. I guess I was trying to just take Palm Snow out as quickly as possible, which didn't happen, and luckily I got the extra turn of sleep, or I probably would have been in pretty bad shape. So with me stuck on outrage and not getting the confusion, he got the safe switch into Mamoswine, and I couldn't afford to have anything else switch in because I didn't want him to curse and I didn't want an earthquake, so I had to lose my Flygon, sacrifice it probably earlier than I wanted to. But now I got the safe switch into Bronzong, which worked out nicely. And here comes the hacks. 3 turns in a row I missed Hypnosis. And yeah, it was a bitch, I'm not gonna lie. He got 3 curses up, which could have been really deadly. Thankfully I had Zongo, which resisted pretty much anything it was going to throw at me, or it would have been really, really bad. But as you can see, even with 3 curses, Stone Age almost took me out. So I really didn't want to sacrifice my Zong at this point, as I wanted to keep it for the Hypnosis support and Trick Room support, even at such a low amount of HP. So I had to sacrifice something, and with Jirachi already really low on health, it was the odd man out. So with Mamoswine now being slower than really anything on my team, and with Trick Room not up at the time, I could get Heatran in no problem. And you don't see it here, but in the actual battle, I thought about what to use for a good minute or two, and I got the prediction right, and got the Earth Power off, and that pretty much solidified the win for me. With now, I was surprised that I was faster than Mamoswine, because Trick Room wasn't up, and because it was a Trick Room team, I made all my Pokemon slow as dirt. So it was pretty much the end at this point. Fire Blast hit, and it was no doubt about it, 1-hit KO. And I didn't want to sacrifice anything else, like Zong or anything, so I just let Heatran take the Surf, because I wanted to bring Tyranitar in, get Sandstorm back up. Even with the special defensive boost from Sandstorm, I wasn't really too sure if I was going to live the Surf, and as you can see, I barely lived. But what can you say? Tyranitar is total beast, and that was game. Awesome game, Omar. It's totally epic, and never really expect me to narrate again. I don't really enjoy it that much, and just because the battle was a lower quality and whatnot, and because you guys had asked for it, I did. So this is really a one-time thing. I don't really want to do it anymore. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. And I shouldn't really ever have to record in this way again, so don't worry about that. I have no idea what happened to my save file, but it should not happen again. If it does happen again, I guess I will narrate, but don't really get your hopes up. And the narration may be off in bit by like a fraction of seconds, because I've cut it and stuff, because I had bits where I forgot what I was talking about, but it shouldn't be too bad, so hopefully it's not all that noticeable. Anyway, it's been great, guys. Later.